Hey guys, so in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking a little bit about body positivity and how to be body positive, and it's definitely a huge process in the making. But actually this video was super requested after I filmed that Wish haul. I tried on some Victoria's Secret sweatpants from Wish, and basically I tried to pull them up and they ripped. So before you guys make fun of my body, just remember, everybody is beautiful. As I was pulling up my pants, you guys, this is not a thong, YouTube, do not demonetize. I already can hear the hate comments. A lot of girls and guys are very self-conscious of their body. I'm one of those people, 110%. It's one of those trigger moments, honestly, when I'm sure a lot of you girls in general who have tried on clothes and it just is too small on you, and you know, even if you go to the biggest size in the store and you're still too big for the item, like, it's very frustrating and it's very sad, and you know, it makes you feel like you just don't fit in with the rest of the world, especially when all your friends are like a size 0 and you're over here a size 12. I got so much good feedback on that video. Like, literally, I still get comments to this day, and it's been like 3 months. Everyone's just like, don't talk about your body like that, like, you're beautiful, like, don't worry. And in that video I actually did mention that I would film a body positive video and how I stay body positive, because it's actually a really big, like, growing subject, I feel like, these days, because I mean, more and more girls are just struggling with eating disorders and things like that, and it's sad. And I think it's really just has to do with the media these days, and really social media, and just having Instagram models, and you see, you know, tiny waists and big butts and big boobs and all this different stuff, like the whole slim thick thing that is so unnatural and almost impossible without some sort of surgery. Kim Kardashian and all these people, it's just stuff that, like, we all kind of wish we looked like. And I feel like the ideal image keeps changing. Like, in the early 2000s, you know, it was this thin, like, Paris Hilton type that was in, and now it's like curvy and vivacious but still skinny, and it's just kind of one of those things that it's like, it's literally unachievable. But anyways, that's besides the point, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. This is gonna be more of a chit chat kind of video before I get started. I did just have another hair appointment today. Shout out to Allison, girl, if you're watching, you're the best. But she did lighten it a little bit more, and I am trying to go to like an ash blonde kind of color. I am so excited. Like, I actually haven't been blonde in ever. I don't think I've actually ever been this light before, because I just like would do the ombre hair, but it would never go this light. So anyways, besides the point. And also, I never wear lipstick, and I was feeling some kind of way, so I just bought this lipstick. It's from Smashbox. If you're wondering the color, it's called Throwback Jam. It's like their matte lipsticks. Anyways, okay, I am blabbing at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So I feel like when you're basically like 8 to 10, you kind of get an idea of what the standard image of beauty is, and you know, you look up to your mom or all the beautiful women or men, or you kind of see them as your ideal image, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what I want to look like when I'm this age, and you kind of compare yourself. I feel like we're all always comparing ourselves to somebody. I just feel like, you know, since I was probably about 10, I started to notice, you know, the skinnier girls on TV. You know, I'd watch like Lizzie McGuire and Hannah Montana, shows like that, High School Musical, those were all my shows. And you know, you would see that kind of thing, you know, with the skinny girls. And I just remember, like, I used to listen to Ali and AJ on the Disney Channel, and we had like posters and all this stuff. And I just remember thinking, like, there was never someone my size in these. And by the way, like, I didn't grow up as an obese child, or I was never really overweight. I just was a little on the chubby side. I can show some pictures here, and honestly, showing you my childhood pictures, you'd probably look at me and think I'm so normal, but I've had some triggering moments in my childhood, you know, certain words that people have said to me that have stuck with me my whole life. People don't realize when you're making a crude little comment here and there, it's actually something that can be permanently damaging in the brain, especially when you're that young, and people need to realize that. And adults have said things to me that I still remember to this day, and it's almost like something that people would never even think it was offensive, but it's like just little things. Okay, also, I was always comparing myself to my sister. So I don't know if you know my family story, but I have an older brother, older sister, and then I have a younger sister. My older siblings are actually 10 plus years apart from me, so we didn't really grow up together, so there's that little age gap. But my younger sister, we're actually 2 years apart. So I'm the older one. We kind of grew up together. She was lucky, and she had a very fast metabolism, meaning she could eat whatever she wanted and would barely gain any kind of weight. She never had like like a muffin top. She never had anything for like her whole childhood up until maybe like high school. She started gaining a little bit of weight. It's just one of those things where she just never gained weight. So I would always compare myself to her, and I'd always be like, you know, it's not fair that she fits in these size 0 pants and I'm over here in my size 8. And I would always compare with that. And then I actually grew up with a best friend. She was my best friend in like elementary through middle school. We did have a very like harsh dropout of our friendship before I hit high school, but that's a story for a different name. But she was very, very thin. She actually got made fun of a lot because she almost looked anorexic because she was so skinny. Anyways, she just was very thin, point blank. So me and her were like inseparable best friends, right? And I just always felt fat compared to her. And keep in mind, looking at these pictures of me, I was normal size. I was a normal, like I had a little belly, but that was it, you know? And it was just from eating like crap, you know? I was super picky growing up, so I always ate the actual like worst food ever. I never cared about what I ate growing up, and you know, most kids don't, I feel like, unless you have really like healthy parents. I feel like you really just kind of eat whatever your parents give you, and you know, they're tired, they just pack your lunch like, okay, here's a Lunchable, you know what I mean? I didn't get exposed to healthy food at a young age, let's put it that way, because I didn't like them. So you know, I just kind of packed on a few pounds here and there. I've never really been so overweight, so I know some of the comments are probably going to be, you know, I was obese, I had to go through therapy, I had to do this, and I had to lose the skin. And you know, like Shane Dawson, for example, if you're familiar with his YouTube, you should be, because he's very well known and he's my favorite YouTuber actually. But his whole childhood he was overweight and obese, and very inspirational because he lost the weight, and he's very inspirational in that way because literally like his whole life he was made fun of for being overweight. You know, I definitely don't have that kind of mindset, but you know, in a way I can relate. Even as a young girl, probably in middle school is when I started to really feel a little self-conscious about my weight. I remember specifically one time I was at an Old Navy and I was going back to school shopping, I'm pretty sure, with my mom and my little sister. My little sister's problem was always that she could never fit in any clothes because she was so skinny. A lot of her stuff would look really baggy, her skinny jeans would never be skinny enough, so that was her issue. I always dreamed that I had that issue. I had the opposite issue where I couldn't find things that fit me. I couldn't find pants that fit me, and I was a pretty average size, but the way the sizing was in the store made me feel like an actual whale. You know, I would fit in the extra large thing. It was just depressing, and I just remember specifically trying on a bunch of jeans, or trying to put them on, and they just, none of them would go past like my thighs. And you know, that's so triggering to go through at a young age, to feel like the biggest size can't even fit you at a store. It's hard to fathom. It's really difficult, and it just makes you feel like you're not part of society, like you're this outside person that doesn't fit into the norm of sizing, I guess you could say. And so that was kind of where I started to feel a little self-conscious, but it really wasn't a huge problem until I think I got into high school, and even then towards middle school. But again, it's like I've always been surrounded by thin people. I've always had thin friends. When I moved to Utah and had a pretty solid friend group, they were very thin. I had 2 girls, very thin. They weren't like as thin as my first best friend, but they were still like at least a size 2 to 4, and I was over here size 8, 9, maybe 10, and that's still not very big. But you know, when you're in high school and you're nitpicking everything and you're like, oh my gosh, like they're trading clothes and I would barely fit into their clothes, kind of a thing. It was very triggering, and it was just kind of like discouraging, and it made me feel very like different and not like I belonged with them sometimes. But you know, at that age you're just so self-conscious. I was so self-conscious about my acne, about this, about that, and it's just so much at once. Like high school is so hard. Some people think high school was the best years of their lives, but I look back on it and I was just the most fragile, insecure little human being out there. Like, getting back to my childhood really quick, I'm not trying to jump back and forth, but I do recall a story which is very small. But I was in Texas. I remember we were visiting, I guess, my uncle, and he was single at the time, and he was dating this lady, and she had a kid who was about our age, me and my sister's age. We were probably about 8 or 9. Anyways, we're just all hanging out. The little girl was playing with us, whatever. And then I remember one of the adults was like, hey, go stand by the fireplace, girls, let's take a cute picture. And I just remember the mom of the little girl like pointing at all of us, but kind of avoiding me, and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how they're so thin. She just said they never gain weight, like blah blah. She was just like talking about it to my mom, but they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing at my sister and the little girl, because she was also really thin. And I just remember like feeling disgusting in that moment, and like, oh my god, like she's not talking about me, I know I'm not thin. And it's weird how like much little kids pick up on your conversations, and you don't, obviously they didn't realize it, and she didn't mean to offend me or anything, but you know, stuff like that just kind of stuck in my brain. Flash forward to high school, again, I just felt like I never looked good compared to my friends, and you're always comparing yourself to the people around you, so it's gonna be hard. So I mean, I've had problems up and down with my weight. I did end up losing about 20 pounds through high school. I gained a ton of weight because I moved out for college, you know, ate nothing but Hot Pockets and ramen all the time. So, you know, needless to say, I gained about 20 pounds. And of course I felt like crap at that time. I had a boyfriend, but he did make me feel a lot better, so that was nice. But I definitely was a little overweight. And then, you know, we eventually got motivated enough to try to lose weight, so me and my ex-boyfriend would lose the weight. So I lost the 20 pounds or so, and I got back to my normal high school weight that I was at, which is now like my goal weight. Like, I wish I was that thin now. Back then I thought I was fat, so it's so sad that you're just not happy no matter what, basically. At least I wasn't. So I lost the weight, and I still wasn't happy, and I hit a plateau, and I just kind of gained it all back. You know, when holidays come, I just kind of eat as I please, and I'm like, you know, screw it, like, it's the holidays. Like, I want to eat my Thanksgiving meal and not have to compromise and eat the pie. You know, it's just a lot, and that's kind of when I always go kind of downhill. Fast forward to like present time, I have a really close friend. Hey girl, you'll know who you are after I tell this story, but I just won't mention your name in case you didn't want me to. She's probably one of my best friends to this day. She is awesome. She doesn't live here anymore, but anyway, so she's my Utah friend, right? But she moved to California for the military, which she lived like an hour away from me here. And so we would go out to the clubs a lot, you know, just party it up. We were both 21 or whatever. And so we'd go to the clubs, and it would just be me and her, and a lot of times like I would wear like a really tight, skin tight dress. So would she, but she's very athletic. She's very in shape, and you know, and she has a full sleeve of tattoos, and she's very confident personality, I feel like. And when we'd go to the club, I just remember thinking all the guys are only talking to her and not me, you know. And it's not like we were both out there looking for guys. We were just literally just out to have a good time and have fun. But it was just one of those things that when you're out and you're single and you're with your girlfriend, like obviously you're gonna kind of get hit on. So we go to the bar, the club, whatever, and I just remember so many guys like coming up to her and being like, oh my gosh, like I love your sleeve, I love your tattoos, I love your style. I didn't even compliment her, I just start talking to her. But it would even be like 2 or 3 guys, and they'd all start talking to her only and would literally ignore me. Like, no, I would say hi and stuff, but they like kind of just were like, we're not talking to you. Like it just made me feel so disgusting. Like it made me feel so ugly. Like I felt so, I'm not skinny enough for these guys. Like I felt like I just wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't skinny enough. Obviously my friend here is outshining me a lot, and you know, it made me really self-conscious, and you know, just things like that would always make me feel like horrible. So flash forward now, and this was only last summer, so now it is August 2018, and honestly, like this is probably the most happy I've been with myself and my body in my whole life. And I'm at, like, I'm just gonna tell you my weight. I'm at 160 pounds and I'm 5'5", so if you can do the math and measurements and all that, I am gonna stand up and show you what my body actually looks like. You know, it's just, it is what it is. And I feel like I'm always at a point where I'm trying to lose a few pounds, but it's a yo-yo. It goes back and forth. It's hard to be consistent sometimes with a diet and exercising. And, you know, I was sick for a week of recently, and I just kind of didn't go to the gym, and anyways, it leads to different weight gains and weight loss and things like that, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is now I just feel so happy with my body and I love it. I don't know, I just don't know how to explain it, but basically I've never felt this way before, and I think it was honestly just a switch in the brain that turned on or off, either one. My confidence switch turned on and my self-consciousness turned off. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think it just comes with age and being happy in your life. Like, I'm not trying to sound cheesy at all, but ever since I switched jobs, so I used to commute an hour to get to work and I had no life whatsoever. I just would go to work, come home, sleep, and that's it, and repeat, repeat, repeat. I never had weekends off. I had 2 days off a week. It was so hard. I had 10-hour shifts basically, and I know people work harder than that and you know, they have a great life, but it's like I wasn't used to that because before that I had only been working part-time my whole life, so it was really hard to go from, you know, working a couple days a week to working constantly non-stop. And I made so much money and I saved all that for something that I'm doing soon, but it's like one of those things that made me gain weight again, and it just made me feel like crap because I had no friends and I just wasn't happy in my life. And to be honest, I feel like I'm so happy right now because I have this job, and I'm still doing what I love. I work at Ulta now and I do brows, and I love my job. It has its days where I don't like it as much, and there's customers and, you know, things like that. It's customer service at the end of the day. Of course, you know, it has its flaws, but I would have killed to have worked there like 3 years ago, you know, and it's just cool that I could actually get to that point. And same goes for YouTube. I get paid to do YouTube, and I used to make YouTube just for fun, and because I loved watching it. And I still do, just because I love watching it. And so what I'm trying to say is, and you're probably wondering, like, what does this have to do with you being confident? I just feel like my whole life is falling into place, and it feels really good. And I don't know, I feel like having confidence just came naturally. And I know that's not really gonna help anybody out there looking to find confidence from this video, but honestly, sometimes you just have to look in the mirror and just look at the things you love about yourself. Like, I love my eyes, I love my smile, I love my hair, I love my eyebrows. My eyebrows especially, oh my god. Can we just like take a look at that eyebrow for a second? Not try to be cocky, but like, dang. Like, I love certain things about me. So sometimes you just have to stare at that and realize, you know, you are beautiful. Like, sometimes you just have to look in the mirror and say, hey, I am beautiful. I look good today. And, you know, let the rest fall into place. Like, I would never wear a bikini in public, and I still have my reservations, but I mean, for years, actually, I think I took like a 3-year break from even going swimming because I hated my body so much. Like, I didn't even want people at the beach or the pool or whatever to see how I looked, so I sacrificed something that I loved because I was so self-conscious of how I looked. I mean, first of all, I post these videos now that I'm literally in bathing suits, so you see my body, and it's in front of thousands of people. And plus, I went swimming last month, I went swimming for the first time in years, and it was amazing. And it felt so nice to have all my old coworkers, you know, see how I am. Like, I didn't even care. Like, I didn't even care what I looked like, and it's just hard to explain, but basically it just comes naturally. Everybody has insecurities. It's almost just like you have to tell yourself every day that, you know, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are strong, and you made it this far in life, and you've gone through so much that you need to stop beating yourself up just because you don't look like the models on TV and things like that. You just have to remember that all those people literally paid to get their bodies like that, and even if they didn't, like, that shouldn't matter. That's what some people think is beautiful, but other people think you're beautiful. Everyone thinks you're beautiful, and even if you don't see it, I mean, I just think one day you will. I don't know, I just found a newfound confidence lately, and it's actually really nice. I've never been happier with myself, honestly, and I don't know why. I feel like I'm just blabbing in this video, to be completely honest, and I hope someone's still watching at this point. I feel like everybody probably left by like the second minute. I don't know how to make my videos short, you guys. But long story short, love yourself, you guys. Like, don't let anyone tell you differently. I get comments every day saying you're fat, you talk too much. You've seen my reading hate comments video, you know I get hella hate on like random videos and on my body and everything, and people compare me to the model and everything. And you know, you just can't let it get to you, because at the end of the day, they're hiding behind the computer screen and we can't make fun of them, so they're actually just, it's a defense mechanism completely. You know, I just don't even let it get to me anymore. It's just one of those things where, you know, you might think I'm fat, but I think I'm fabulous. Like, I think I look good, and I do want to lose weight for my own health. I mean, it's a benefit to me, like it's an added bonus if I look skinnier, but for me, I just want to eat healthy to feel better, because I honestly feel like since I've been losing weight, I lost 10 pounds just from eating better, and I feel amazing. And you know, now I started incorporating cardio and things like that, and it just feels great. Like, I feel like I'm glowing from within because of, I sound so cheesy, but I feel like I'm just a different person. Like, I just I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel very happy, and I know a lot of you guys can see it too in my videos, and you know, people who have watched me since the first wish haul can all agree. Like, if you go back to that video and watch how awkward and quiet and shy and insecure I was compared to now.
Hey guys, so in today's video I'm super excited because I just barely purchased a bunch of things. I am obsessed with shopping, and I'm especially obsessed with buying things for really inexpensive, and if they work great, then hey, we're saving a few bucks here and there.
I'm a whole different person than I was only a year ago. So I feel like at this point it can only go up from here. And yeah, all I have to say is you're beautiful, you're worth it, and don't listen to the haters. Anyways, I'm gonna go stand up, show y'all what I'm working with here, and also I know how to dress my body now to my body size. So this is me, and actually I suck in a lot just because I'm used to it, but I'm gonna unsuck it in. So this is me I'm not sticking it out or anything. This is just me at a natural state. It's nothing mind-blowing. Like honestly, I feel like I look pretty average size. And also right now I am on my period, so I am a little bit bloated. But other than that, like I feel pretty average. And I just feel like I know how to dress myself now to where I feel confident. Like I can wear crop tops now in public and I feel great. I mean, I may not wear like bralettes in public yet, and wearing high-waisted shorts and things like that make me feel so much more confident about my lower fat on my stomach. But I mean, if you want to see the full view, girl, like this is my stomach right now. Putting that out there for the world. This is my belly. It is what it is, and I don't care. Like I honestly, looking straight on, I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. Like it looks flat to me. I mean, yeah, there's a little chunk there, but you know, I mean, to me in clothing, I feel like pretty confident. And again, high-waisted things make me feel a lot better. Dressing the right way for your body type is very, very important. If you're wearing loose, baggy clothes and hiding everything, I feel like you're never going to feel confident. So you just kind of show off them curves. Like honestly, like I have a tiny waist. That's another thing I love about my body, not gonna lie. And you know, I like to show it off with like more form-fitting things, you know, and I used to never do that. Stay confident out there, ladies, and honestly, fake it till you make it kind of a thing. And I know you hear that a lot, but it's true. I gotta say I've probably faked confidence a lot. Anyways, I am gonna go. I hope this video helped somebody out there feel a little bit better about themselves, and I honestly feel like I kind of blabbed for an hour straight, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you like my chit chat type of videos, please give this video a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm putting out videos 1 time a week. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media just so that way you stay in touch with me while I'm not posting. But other than that, I guess I will see you all in my next one. Bye.